showing off your research and what you've done and how hard you worked on this, and just having people interested in it is pretty cool.
The university is home to hundreds of up-and-coming scholars. Find out what they've been up to with UNC Research Day.
We've had 177 cats adopted so far.
Need a companion while you study for finals? Loveland Cat Cafe is your one-stop shop for caffeine and kitties.
It made me feel a lot better, and there's a whole bunch of different opportunities and people that are just here to help you, and that's exciting.
They say the first impression is a lasting one. Destination UNC gives incoming freshmen their first taste of the college life. Bear News starts now.
Hello and welcome to Bear News. I'm Mio Olivas.
And I'm Alani Castellano. Thanks so much for joining us today. A Manhattan grand jury voted to indict former President Donald Trump. The Manhattan District Attorney had been investigating Trump in connection with his alleged role in a hush payment scheme and cover-up involving adult film star Stormy Daniels during the 2016 election. On Tuesday, Trump was arraigned in Manhattan. Trump released a statement calling the indictment a political persecution and election interference in the highest level in history. Trump was charged on 34 counts of business fraud for filing Daniels' payment as a business expense. The indictment marks the first time a current or former U.S. president faces criminal charges, yet there is no constitutional restriction that stops him from running for president again.
Some soon-to-be Bears were on campus this week touring and meeting with different programs to see if this is the right university for them. Bear News reporter Will Coleman stopped by Destination UNC to talk to these Bears-to-be.
Destination UNC is a chance for admitted students and their support persons to get a taste of college life, with some making more of a journey than others.
But we're from 9 hours away.
UNC is also implementing its first-year admissions guarantee for students who fulfill academic requirements and apply by March 1st of their graduation year. Over 40% of UNC students identify as the first in their family to attend college. Guaranteed admissions is important for families navigating higher ed for the first time. But what are these students hoping to study?
Elementary education.
I want to be an audiologist.
I would love to be a high school theater educator because I want to become the person that helped me get me to where I am today. And I would also love to perform on stages and stuff.
Potential UNC students get to participate in breakout rooms, tour campus, and collect swag along the way. These admitted students get the chance to talk to current students and mingle with future classmates. They also get to enjoy Greeley's finest cuisine, right here in the dining halls. Let's hear from some attendees about their experience today.
So much fun. I got to take an acting class this morning, and it was more of a workout than I was expecting.
I've met a lot of adults that seem like they want the best for you in the college experience.
I like it a lot, actually. I was a little nervous because I've never been to college before, but it made me feel a lot better, and there's a whole bunch of different opportunities and people that are just here to help you, and that's exciting.
It's been really fun. I've done a few visits here before this one, but I think this one is probably my favorite just because there's so much information.
We hope to see these students back in the hallways this fall.
I can't wait to be a bear.
For Bear News, I'm Will Coleman.
Thanks, Will, and thanks to all the students who visited campus this week. We look forward to seeing some new faces on campus.
After years of hard work and research, students at UNC's Research Day were able to finally debut what they have been working on this past Thursday. Bear News reporter Will Coleman stopped by to learn more about the event.
It's really to give a venue for students to come and present on the cool projects they're doing, but also for that student to then develop and grow and to get some new ideas, some kind of new direction for what they're doing as well at times.
Presenting findings to the public is an integral part of the job for researchers, but students don't often get the chance to practice as they move through their undergrad programs. That's where UNC Research Day comes in, an annual event hosted by the Division for Undergraduate Academic Engagement to help students share their hard work and get comfortable giving scholarly presentations.
Anytime people get in front of doing public speaking, it can feel stressful, but the more you do it, the less stressful it gets. And so we really want students, even at beginning stages of projects, even before maybe they've conducted research, but they're in the process of developing a research plan, come to Research Day that year and talk about what you're designing.
The event featured oral presentations and poster sessions, allowing graduate and undergraduate students to showcase what they've been working on to the public and their peers.
So I presented at Research Day last year. I volunteered at Research Day the year before, and now I'm presenting here again. So I think it's just a really interesting place to hear about what other people are interested in and what they've done research on, or like what research they're helping out with.
Showing off your research and what you've done and how hard you worked on this, and just having people interested in it is pretty cool.
Research Day is open to any and all students and features a wide array of topics from different academic fields.
I'm looking at emotion regulation as a mediator between a history of childhood maltreatment and present levels of self-compassion.
So my project is about female serial killers.
I saw one today that was about the Yampa River being a wild and scenic river.
There was even an optional competition where participants were evaluated on the content and visual presentation of their projects. At the end of the day, though, organizers say UNC Research Day is about celebrating up-and-coming scholars and inspiring students to keep being curious about the world around them.
Just by talking through what you're learning about, you're sharing it with a lot of other people who are now learning, and then through the question and answer phase, which is kind of an important component, you start to get new ideas. So it kind of starts to create new paths. And I've had many students tell me that after Research Day, they had like 5-6 new ideas of what they were going to do, and they'll get reinvigorated into their project.
For Bear News, I'm Will Coleman.
Thanks, Will. It is really cool to see what our fellow Bears have been working on.
There is always something fun to do here at UNC. Earlier this week, Bear News reporter Leo Mallard attended a carnival here on campus, but it was held somewhere you probably wouldn't put a carnival.
If you came into Michigan Library yesterday, you might have noticed the colorful decorations and library-inspired carnival games. This mini carnival celebrated the library's 50th anniversary and gave a chance for students to relax and play games.
We wanted to host an event that showed students that it's their space and it's a space for fun.
The games were mostly UNC themed, including Pin the Teeth on the Michener, as well as book sorting. The carnival also had a fortune teller, a scavenger hunt, and library cart racing. There were also snacks like snow cones and popcorn. With the semester coming to a close, this event shows the care the library staff has for the students.
This event is really just about showing appreciation for our students and letting them know that we welcome them all the time and we want them to feel comfortable and make this space theirs.
Besides their annual pizza lunch on the week before finals, this was the last event the library staff will hold this year. Leo Mallard, Bear News.
Thanks, Leo, and be sure to keep an eye out for events like these to take a break and have some fun with your friends.
Now let's take you over to Sam to see if this snowy spring in Greeley will continue.
No snow, but we're finally getting that spring weather we've been waiting for with 60s, 70s, and 80s. Taking a look at our highs right now, all along in the 60s, but 40s in the mountains. But taking a look at our forecast currently, mostly 50s in the area, but Denver already reaching its 60-degree mark. But taking a look at our forecast for Greeley today, sunny and 68. But looking into our weekend, this is where we have our 60s, 70s, and 82 on Tuesday. But later in the week, we will cool down to the 70s, but that's that nice warm weather we've been waiting for. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Sam. I'm so excited to be seeing those 80s.
Oh, me too. It's about time we got some warm spring weather.
Right. School shootings have become all too common in the United States. Here in Colorado, we are still reeling from the shooting that took place at East High School in Denver a little over 2 weeks ago. I sat down with the Chief of Police for UNC to talk about campus procedures as well as what students can do to be better prepared. Recently, multiple shootings have taken place across the United States, including the attacks at Michigan State University, at East High School in Denver, and at the Covenant School in Nashville. Incidents like these raise questions about what college campuses can and should do to help keep students safe. Aaron Carmichael, the chief of the UNC Police Department, discussed procedures the UNC PD has in place to protect students.
Well, Columbine really changed how police respond to this. We now are much more about direct action. We are training specifically for the first person there is going to go in and address the threat immediately.
Carmichael explained what students should do in an active shooter situation.
Run, hide, fight. If you can safely do so, you need to run. Get out of the building, get to a safe location. If running is not a possibility for you, then hide. Find a place behind any door that you can that will lock. In the most extreme circumstance, that'd be fight. If you're in that moment where it's you or them, do everything you can to make it them.
Some students feel they have not received adequate active shooter training.
I don't think we've really had any talks about it in classes. I think we're kind of expected to know.
He also described what students can do in their daily lives to protect themselves.
The Guardian Rave app. You can talk to us through the application. You can actually direct text to a dispatcher and have a text conversation if you want. We also then push information out to that as well.
Many students feel secure on campus.
I feel very safe here on campus. I don't think I've ever felt unsafe.
And it's not just student perception. Compared to the rest of Greeley, UNC experiences substantially less crime.
The campus is tremendously safe. I've worked for the Greeley Police Department for a long time. We don't see any of the problems that Greeley, the city of Greeley, does. UNC is an island.
Carmichael hopes students feel comfortable reaching out to the police if they ever feel unsafe in a situation.
What I want for every student here at UNC to understand is we're some of your biggest fans. We're trying to support you. We're going to keep you safe. Whatever interaction you have with a police officer before, give us a chance. I think you might find that we're different.
He described what sorts of things the UNC PD does currently and is hoping to do in the future to continue to build a positive relationship with UNC students.
One of our cops danced at the halftime show at the basketball game. We want to do some of the things that have been successful for me in Greeley. I'd love to stand in the middle between all the residence halls and some of the classrooms over there and just hand out popsicles as you go by. I'd love to do that. Anything we can do, we definitely want to.
We will be sitting down with Chief Carmichael for a Bear News one-on-one, so please stay tuned for that.
Our imaginations are at their strongest when we are children. Imagine if there was a way for children to come together and bring their imaginations to life while also learning important skills and trades. Bear News reporter Emma Golub tells us more about an event doing just that in Denver.
Just 3 questions before we go. Audience, are you ready? Yes! Ready. Appraisers, are you ready?
We're flipping ready.
They're still flipping ready. All right, team, are you ready?
Yes. Yep.
All right, your time starts now.
Creativity.
Is this Dr. Helios' office?
Teamwork. Innovation. That's what these kids are mastering in an 8-minute performance. Originally based out of New Jersey, Destination Imagination is a nonprofit with the mission of creating an environment for kids of all ages to explore science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, all on their own.
Overall, it is essentially a critical thinking competition. And each challenge focuses on a different aspect. So I'm in fine arts. So we have fine arts, but we also have a technical aspect to it. They have to build something for a set. There's also an engineering challenge this year. They built a roller coaster. There is a scientific challenge, and the focus of that one was about scientific theories. There is a service learning, so they have to come up with something for community service. There is improv, which is thinking on the fly, so for kids that don't want to build sets.
While Colorado boasts an impressive number of participants and teams, DI reaches far past just local and state competitions. Every year, it impacts more than 150,000 students in 42 states and 28 countries, all over 6 continents.
Last year at Globals, we met people from Poland, South Korea, and I still have them on Snapchat and talk to them every once in a while.
The impact of DI reaches adults as well, because you can join at any age as a volunteer or team manager and rediscover what it means to be a kid.
It is the best way for kids, I think, to express themselves. And it's outside of the educational parameters, but it still involves education, it involves research, it involves construction, it involves mathematics, everything.
Pins and merchandise sold at competitions is the main source of promotion for Destination Imagination and a large source of profit.
My favorite thing is pin trading. Especially like when you go to Globals and stuff, there's a lot of different people from different states, and pin trading is like a really good way to get out of your comfort zone and go meet those people.
Even during the tense state competition in Denver, DI still encourages kids to be kids by providing bounce castles, food trucks, and escape rooms to pass the time.
I feel like the most important part is teamwork.
Yeah, just teamwork, working with your team, because if you're not working with your team, like, first of all, that's not even called DI.
You get good scholarships from it. There's a lot of stuff you can get out, is meeting new friends.
Only a handful of teams will qualify for the global competition, so for most, the season ends here. But they are sure to be back next year and more excited than ever to create something new.
S-L-A-N-K, Slink!
Hi-ho, off to work we go!
With Bear News, I'm Emma Golub.
Thanks, Emma. The next Destination Imagination event in Denver should take place around this time next year. If you're interested in volunteering, sign-ups open next January.
You may have received an email from the school recognizing spring holidays that are taking place soon. Today is Good Friday, which observes the death of Jesus. This Sunday is Easter, which celebrates his resurrection. Passover started on the 5th, but the holiday will continue until the 13th. Passover celebrates the Israelites escaping from slavery in Egypt. Chabad of Northern Colorado hosted a Seder on the 5th, but if you want to learn more about Passover, visit JewishNCO.com.
Easter is usually seen as a family holiday, but reporter Taylor Rodriguez shows us a way here in Greeley that those over 21 can celebrate this Easter Sunday.
Wiley Roots has been around downtown Greeley since the summer of 2013. The brewery is located off of 6th Ave and 3rd Street, just tucked away in an industrial park. The drink spot offers a variety of different beverages as well as a large selection of beer.
What makes us unique is just our different types of beer. We have something for everyone. So we have like a smoothie style beer, which is a little more complex, a little more fruity. We have sours, we have IPAs, we have lighter lager drinking beers. We just stand out and have a lot of different options for people to choose from.
The brewery also hosts multiple events throughout the year, one of the more popular events being their annual adult Easter egg hunt.
We've been doing it for 6 years, but we skipped out on one due to COVID. But it's just our spring tradition, just the adult Easter egg hunt. We hide about 500 eggs all around the patio and inside, and let the adults come in. And we let 10 adult hunters hunt at a time, and we just until it's from 12 to 4. And just there's a mix of prizes in there, so like mixed 4-packs or free pint cards or anything like that.
The egg hunt will take place tomorrow from 12 to 4 p.m., but make sure to get there early since it is a first-come, first-serve event. For more information about Wiley Roots and their upcoming events, you can visit their Instagram or Facebook page. I'm Taylor Rodriguez with Bear News.
Thanks, Taylor. It's nice to see that you're never too old for an Easter hunt, so if you can, head on over to Wiley Roots for a good time.
You may have noticed a rather large pink bunny walking around campus yesterday. Bear News reporter Ivan de la Garza caught up with the Easter bunny to see what he was doing on campus just days before his busy holiday.
As we hope into the weekend, the UNC community is preparing for Easter. And for some, this holiday is a time for friends and family.
Honestly, it just means holiday. It means I get to see family. Nothing too big.
For others, this holiday is used for reflection and worship in the Christian world.
So my family's Catholic, so we do all the things that Catholics do before Easter.
But one curious creature visited the UNC campus this week to show Easter spirit.
Have a good day. We're out here today spreading the word that it's Easter this weekend. Not a lot of students seem to know, but it's Easter Awareness Week this week. So just reminding everybody that it's coming up this Sunday. Growing up, it was pretty basic stuff. The Easter egg hunt in the morning. Haven't done that in a few years. Having the Easter basket with the candy. We'd always be able to dive into that after going to church in the morning.
My family usually goes to Mass in the morning, and then we kind of just eat our weight the rest of the day and play games.
Easter is a time to spend with family and friends. And if you celebrate Easter, happy Easter. And if not, have a great weekend. Ivan de la Garza, Bear News.
Thanks, Ivan. I think I speak for all college students when I say that I wish the Easter Bunny handed out better grades rather than chocolate. So hopefully next year he comes better prepared.
This morning, it was announced that the Galaxy Far, Far Away will be returning to movie theaters soon. At Star Wars Celebration, which got underway today in London, Lucasfilm announced 3 new Star Wars films that would be released in the coming years. The first of the films to be directed by James Mangold, the director of Marvel's Logan and this summer's Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, will explore the dawn of the Jedi. At the event, it was heavily implied the film would take place during the Old Republic, a fan favorite era that fans have been asking to be further explored. Dave Filoni, one of the creators behind The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and the upcoming Ahsoka series, will release a movie that will wrap up the stories currently being told in those shows, as well as the upcoming show, Skeleton Crew. The final film will see Daisy Ridley's Rey return to reform the Jedi Order, and it will be directed by Charmin Obaid-Chinoy, a Canadian filmmaker and journalist. This film will take place 15 years after the events of The Rise of Skywalker, the most recent Star Wars film to be released in theaters. No official release dates were announced, but there are plenty of shows and movies to hold Star Wars fans over till these 3 movies make the jump from hyperspace to movie theaters.
Do you know what goes nicely with a warm cup of joe? A furry little friend to enjoy it with, of course. Bear News reporter Carmen Machuca took a trip over to Loveland to sit down with some peculiar friends at a new cafe.
Northern Colorado has officially opened a cat cafe who is owned by Christopher Sanford and his wife Kimberly. The local cat cafe is creating a laid-back space for visiting customers. What is a cat cafe? A cat cafe is just like a traditional cafe, with the noted exception that kittens and cats live there 24/7. The cats are healthy, spayed or neutered, vaccinated, and ready to be adopted. While customers enjoy their coffee, they are able to play with the cats and even adopt them. Cat cafes are generally partnered with local nonprofits to help homeless cats find their forever home.
Yeah, absolutely. So we opened August 29th of last year. We've had 177 cats adopted so far in the cafe, and we have 7 pending adoptions right now.
Make sure to stop by to enjoy a cup of coffee, buy some merch, and pet some cute cats. For Bear News, this is Carmen Machuca.
Those cats are adorable.
Yeah, I definitely want to check out that cafe and cuddle with some cats.
Me too. That's all we have for today's show.
Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.